The population of Italy is 60 million. The time zone is GMT +2. They use the euro as a currency, and English and Italian are widely spoken languages, and also French near French borders. Italy also has a large number of dialects and linguistic inflections that characterizes all regions, towns, and villages.
When it comes to business in Italy, having a work meal or like a work coffee is very common. Some of these work meals include dinners, which may start as late as 8 p.m. In these meals, the topics of discussion won't just be about business, but rather also personal topics. And sometimes the boundary between your work life and your personal life could very easily be blurred. Also, lunches can start as late as 1:30 and end till 3:30, as having a good meal and getting to know your business associate is highly important in business culture in Italy.
Meetings are one of the best ways to get a deeper and common understanding of an issue. Meetings are more analysis-orientated than decision-orientated. Italian companies tend to have a hierarchy which is of a pyramid structure, where final decisions are centralized and taken by the persons positioned in the upper level of the pyramid.
During a meeting, it's important not to create a sense of urgency, as doing so may reflect to your Italian associate that you might not have the amount of respect for him as they have for you. That can also be seen as rude or a weakness. During the meeting, also do make small talk, and this can be about Italian culture such as food, art, fashion, or sports. This can create a more personal experience for your Italian associate and yourself. Italy is commonly known as one of the fashion centers of the world. For example, Milan is one of the most well-known fashion cities in the world, there being plentiful of major Italian fashion houses which exist. Therefore, when turning up for a meeting, the dress code is highly important due to the fact that a lot of Italians do dress well and are very presentable people. Therefore, as you're meeting an associate in Italy, you should also replicate these high dress standards and dress well. Maybe you'll get bonus points if you wear an Italian fashion house, as first impressions do matter in Italian business culture, and looking the part will also make you seem like a more trustable associate. A few other things to keep in mind is to avoid organizing meetings, especially business ones, during Catholic festivals, as Italy is a highly religious country. The exchange of business cards in Italy is also very common, and therefore it's important to not only carry them, but have translated versions into Italian, which can make it more easy for an Italian business associate to contact you, and also it comes across as a good impression to them as you're more appreciative of the language and culture there. Italians are very touchy people, and this can be shown through their greetings. A hug or maybe an air kiss is very common, and this also translates to the rest of Europe. Also, when you're arriving for a meeting, it is common to maybe be 15 minutes late, as unfortunately that is the normal in Italy when it comes to going to a meeting. But if you are too late without reason, for example 20 minutes or more, you should call ahead and let the business associate at your meeting know that you are going to be late. When having communications with someone in Italy about business, there's a few topics which you can't talk about. Those include politics, mafia, and family. And obviously family is a very personal thing for a lot of people, and especially Italians, and therefore it is not something commonly spoken about in the business landscape. With the mafia, Italy has an unfortunate history with them, and with politics, it can be very controversial. Italians are also not very offended though, when it comes to jokes or banter or humor, and therefore it is okay in a business discussion to make jokes and try to be funny, as Italians do respect a good sense of humor. Also, personal titles are common in Italy, as a certain formality is appreciated amongst business associates. You should address people by their title and their last name, and then wait to be invited to use their first name, and only use their first name if you have been invited. Do not make any assumptions. Also, there are common female and male titles for people with a university degree or a doctorate. For example, dottore and dottoressa, which again are very common titles for people who have maybe a certain level of qualification. That concludes our guide to Italian business culture. Hopefully you found this informative, and good luck with your business endeavors in Italy.